So what I want to go to next is we obviously see the Brown Pride for Black Lives shirt.
Yes, sir.
Anybody who knows Paul Padilla Jr.'s social media presence, you know that you are very outspoken, very proactive about current events, specifically Black Lives Matter, and even more specifically events that hit home, like Elijah McClain.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what that's like being kind of at the forefront of really the front lines there, and being an artist and having the platform that you do. Is there any sort of obligation that you feel to speak about it, or because I know a lot of artists kind of feel damned if you do, damned
Right.
if you don't.
Right. I think so. Shout out to Sam Jones. She embraced me to start this Brown Pride for Black Lives thing. So it kind of was born out of us linking up and just having a discussion and wanting to do what we can to bring together the Black and Brown community, which has been disconnected for far too long. Obviously, not with everybody, but just as a whole. And I think coming from the hip hop culture, I think people tend to forget that hip hop culture was born out of oppression. It was born fighting for the things and kicking doors open for things that they never had access to before. Well, even today, that they still don't have access to. So I think a lot of hip hop artists forget about that. So right there, I feel a sense of obligation that I can't just turn my back on it when it's convenient for me. Black lives are hip hop culture. And even though like my music doesn't reflect as much hip hop as it used to, because I moved into like R&B and pop and things like that, that's still where I came from. So when I see people not being treated equally and black lives being pushed down, brown lives being pushed down, even just in today's COVID-19 climate of Asian people getting pushed down, because of the China thing and just everything, I can't stand it. LGBTQ community, I want them to have the same equal rights as all of us. I work with a lot of them in my studio. Beautiful people, beautiful artists, talented artists. I just think that when me and I'm sure everybody else, if they watched it, saw the George Floyd video, coming out of quarantine, coming out of just isolation and feeling very vulnerable, feeling like you needed something, I think that kind of fucked us up a little bit. And I just knew I just couldn't be, not that I have been silent, I just couldn't be home anymore. I was like, I have to do something more. Being on the front lines really puts you around people that are fighting for the same thing that you are. And enough's enough. I'm tired. I don't want to see, I have brown nephews, a brown niece. I have friends and fam with black children, and we don't want them to be afraid going out in the world. We don't want their 16-year-old kids to be afraid to drive a car and get pulled over for a broken tail light and then have the potential of losing their life because of something so stupid. So I would say, and as far as like the last 5 years working in the cover band scene, I was exposed to a lot of racism, a lot of racism. I was a Chicano singer, a heavy set Chicano singer in an all white band, all white, and a lot of them were Republicans, but I was just the singer, and I was doing my job and just getting some stage time. But we do these events, in rich areas in Cherry Hills, Cherry Creek, up in Broomfield, and you get hit with a lot of looks, you get hit with a lot of comments. There was one event where they wouldn't even let me into the event to go to the stage because they didn't believe I was in the band, and I was like, you guys are crazy. And so one of the white girl singers had to come like tell him like he sings with me, like let us in. Just little things like that. And I think over time, those things started forming me into someone that wasn't going to take it very much longer. And then obviously, like, all it took was insane injustice by police and all that to push me over the edge. So,
So you have personally experienced,
oh yeah, many
I mean,
times.
the things that we're being exposed to now.
Right. I mean, I've been harassed by police. I've been pulled over for no reason by police and, fucked with by them and had things stolen from me out of my car from them and just bad. So I've had friends get fucked up by police right in front of me, and you couldn't do shit about it. So it just all those experiences really come to light when all of these other things happen, and because social media, you see them right in front of your face. You're seeing men die on camera for 8 minutes and 46 seconds with a knee on his neck. We had to wait for the Elijah McClain video for most of the world to know about it, but then you see like it's an innocent kid walking home, and just Breonna Taylor you hear about, and the Ahmaud Arbery happened before quarantine. Nobody heard about it till later on because there was no video yet. So I think just the power of the camera phone and social media it's just changed the game. So and I want to shout out my boy Adrian Garcia who partners with me on Fan Band Productions. It's a silent disco company, but it's also a community outreach organization. So he does like the Aurora Food Pantry every Wednesday. He even one Thanksgiving, he donated 50 turkey dinners to families. And so he's really been involved in the community aspect, and he's kind of shown me a lot of the benefits of doing that, as well as just opening my eyes to how great it is to help people. So I would say just over the last few years, all of it came together, and now I feel like I have to make a stand with other people that want to make a stand as well. So that's why we started Brown Pride for Black Lives, to just, bring together both sides, know that we're fighting for the same cause, know that we're fighting for the same rights in a lot of ways, and there's no need to hate each other anymore because, the only reason we were even had tension between us in the first place was it was designed that way. It was designed by the government. It was designed by, through the crack era, all that stuff. So, yeah, I just think that's where we are, and hopefully I can incorporate the power of music through it as well.